Nick the Bald Guy here, answering your hearing health questions. And today we have the opportunity to talk with Josh. Appreciate you being here.
Happy to.
We have a question that came from Savannah from Bluffdale, Utah. And she asked, if I buy a hearing aid, how long will that hearing aid last?
That's a good question. Hearing aids can last for a very long time, but they're a piece of technology that does have a lifespan. It's not forever. I usually tell people somewhere in the 4 to 5 years range is pretty decent. They can last a lot longer than that, but the average is close to around 4 years. I think of it kind of like a car.
Okay.
You know, you can have cars that have 300,000 miles on it, and if something happens, you can still put a new engine into it if you want to. But at a certain point, it's just better to get a newer car. And the same thing with your hearing aids. When you've had them for 5, 6, 7 years, then if you tried new hearing aids, most people are just super surprised at how much better they sound, how much they've improved.
So I could just keep hearing better and better as the technology, so I could stay with my old 4 or 5 year old technology. But you're saying if they're that old, I'd probably see a pretty big difference of hearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I usually recommend for people. And again, with the car example, it's kind of like if you go test drive a car and compare it against your old car, you can decide, okay, do I like it that much more than my old one, and is this worth upgrading? And it's the same thing with hearing aids. If you try newer, better hearing aids and they make just a small difference compared to your old ones, then it's probably not time yet. But most people, if it's been 4 or 5 years, then the difference is pretty significant. And they say it's a big improvement, and I'm hearing a lot better. And so they can last a really long time if you take care of them. Obviously, you want to take care of them, but just like any other technology, cell phones and computers and TVs, they keep improving it, and which is great. We want those improvements to be happening, and so every 4 or 5 years, that's usually when we start to talk to people about if you compared them and see how it feels, the new pair versus your old pair, and you can kind of think about things at that point, see what the difference really is, and if it makes sense.
So you were saying they can come in and test drive or try out some of the new ones and compare it to their old ones. So if I had some old technology, mm-hmm. but I wanted to try some of the new one, could I come and see you and take something or test it and compare it to my old technology?
Yeah, that's actually, I love setting people up to do that, because that's new hearing aids on paper, they're always improved over the last version. They're always so much better if you're just looking at the numbers and the specs. But the real world testing it, using it, bringing it home and wearing it for a while, we do that for almost a month, for 30 days. We let people try it
up
for
to 30
comparison.
days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if any of you guys would like to try any new hearing devices, come see Josh.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Remember, if you guys have any questions, please visit us at thehouseofhearing.com. And remember, we're all ears.